something today that's real important that I cover with all my beginner students because it's something that's necessary for playing drums on any level well. And it's basically how we hold the drumstick and the tension that sometimes we develop if we don't do it correctly. Okay? So real quick, first of all, on like a Vic First stick, we want to make sure that we hold on the flag there. That allows about an inch. So if you don't have Vic First sticks, that's fine, but allow for about an inch. So you're holding it not too far back or far forward. Okay? Listen to this sound real quick. I'm going to squeeze the drumstick, which is a common problem with a lot of players. Listen to this. Okay? Now I'm going to do that same thing, but hold it loosely. There's a huge difference with the tonality of the wood when I hold it loosely. And that transfers over into the drum when you play it. If you play it very stiff with a tight grip, what happens is we kind of start pounding the drum, and we're not letting the drumstick breathe, and it also doesn't let the drum resonate and breathe correctly. So we end up looking very tense when we're playing our grooves. We tire out fast. We can't play very fast because we plateau out. And it's all because we're just holding it too tight. And I see a lot of my young players are playing a groove, and even a slow eighth note groove is, they're just playing really stiff, and they look like they're gonna blow up or pass out or something. And really, it's just it's because it's new. So we tend to do things, we tighten up when we're trying to do something new, rather than loosen up and let the muscles work they're supposed to. Okay? So here's the trick. The tip. We need to make sure that our fingers open up a little bit in the grip. We want to keep our fulcrum here. If you have a traditional fulcrum, sometimes I play mine back here. But that's the point where we're not letting the drumstick fly out of the hand. So we definitely want to keep not really tension there, but just enough pressure to let the drumstick stay in our hand. But we want to open the movement up with our fingers so we're not just have a death grip. Okay? Now, let's take the drumstick. This is the quick tip. We're going to actually take the drumstick and slide it back, and see the tip of the fulcrum is here at the tip of the drumstick. Now I'm going to use my fingers and just lightly tap my forearm, the back of my forearm there. Notice that I'm not using my wrist to do this, but I'm using my fingers to just gently do that. Now make sure you do this with your other hand too. We've got to have a balance. If your less dominant hand, you may feel awkward because you're like, you don't use it as much, and definitely don't use these finer muscles of the fingers, okay? So definitely practice this a little more with your weak hand, okay? And then maybe once you get some, just a general motion going where we're using our fingers, play like a double stroke. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And just go back and forth using the fingers. Then maybe, how about a paradiddle? Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And again, it's not about speed, but once you get this, you can practice doing a little bit faster. Okay? Now, once that becomes comfortable and you're actually letting the drumstick move with the fingers, then scoot it back down, okay? And make sure we're in a position. And then practice playing with that same finger looseness and the grip looseness, okay? Now, a double stroke roll, instead of sounding like this now, will start to sound like this because I'm letting the drumstick move in the hand. Okay, my wrists are moving. We're not trying to get rid of wrist motion. We're trying to let the drumstick breathe in the hand, getting a little finger motion happening in concert with the wrist motion. Okay? Paradiddle. Okay? So this doesn't just have to do with execution of rudiments either. If you're playing a ride pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, that right there is a multiple stroke. And up. Right there's double strokes. So this works for doing, enhanced ride patterns on the hi-hat trail. If you want to do things like that, that's actually 3 strokes. You're never going to be able to do that with the wrist. But even before that, an eighth note groove, which could, sound like this if we're playing too stiff, and look like this, right? All of a sudden starts to sound like this. You can see how that sounds tense there, and I open up. Even on a pad, I'm not playing harder, it has a rounder, fuller sound. So if you want your drums grooves to sound bigger, if you want your endurance to go up, you want your speed, your clarity to go up, let's loosen up that grip a little bit. Okay? So, slide that drumstick down, practice those taps, and you're going to see a huge change in your playing. So, until next time, leave some comments down there, questions, I welcome that. I'll get back to everybody as I can. I've got more exercises on these things, and we can also get into the fingers. Now, the key to the fingers, there's tons of videos out there on how to micro work the fingers, but the key to the first key to that is to loosening up. You cannot engage the fingers until you understand how to loosen up the grip, okay? So that's the next step. So let's loosen up that grip, see if we can get some bigger sounds on the drums, some easier double strokes that sound fuller and rounder and more accurate, and then we'll be off to the races. We'll see you guys next time.